Hello Pisces, and welcome to your 2022 predictions video. This video is kind of an extension, if you will, of my numerological analysis on the year 2022, where I talk about numerologically what the collective energy for 2022 is going to be. I also take a look at tarot and some oracle energy as well in that video, but I go in depth about the numerological aspects and also make connections to astrology. So in this video, we're going to be zeroing in specifically on your energy. We're going to be looking at Pisces overall and in general for 2022. We're going to be looking at money. We're going to be looking at love in all its ways, shapes, and forms. And we're going to be casting some charms for you as well, and diving a little bit deeper and allowing for a little bit more customization for you. Looking at 8 areas of life, seeing what charms land where, see if there's a specific focus, something specifically to focus on for next year as well too. So, and so the charms also allow you to make some connections as well, very specific and personal connections as well, through the charm casting. So I think I said so enough. We're ready to shuffle out your overall general energy, and while I am shuffling, I would love to invite you to join the Kindred family by subscribing to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. Click like on this video. Drop a comment down below if something resonates with you. If you're interested in your own personal reading, you can connect with me on Etsy. I curate all kinds of content on Etsy. In addition to personal readings, I do book of shadow sheets, almost personal readings, or almost personal messages, I should say. I also develop worksheets and just various different types of content that I post there. So check that out if you're interested. Okay, so your guiding energy for 2022, Pisces, is following. It's a number 8 energy. The number 8 talks about achievement, giving, receiving. There's a karmic connection there. This card talks about loyalty, adaptability, trust, reception of guidance, cooperation. It actually really feels in alignment with the year 2022. The 2022 highlights the number 2 because there's 3 2s in the year, and it reduces down to a number 6 numerologically. I also like to call attention to following because I don't want it to be misconstrued as blind following. It's not blind following. If you are following, you are following from a place and a position of power. And also understanding that the best leaders are also people who are able to follow, right? You're able to get guidance and you're able to accept and receive mentorship and different things like that. So again, we're not following blindly. We're following from a place of power. We're following from a place of discerning energy and all of that beautifuln's. But there's a cooperative element, which again is very much so in tune with the year 2022. So let us snatch up some moon energy for you, okay? Patience, green corn moon. Patience. 2022 might be a year of transition for you, Pisces. Let me know down below if that's resonating. Feels like you're transitioning into a place of leadership, specifically leadership in your own life, and leadership in like being the authority and the person who holds the vision for your own life. But I feel like you're in a place of transition for that, and this idea of following is giving you permission to kind of step back, figure out what you want to follow. Figure out, you have to know what you want before you follow it. If you are being a follower who is in a position of power. I know that sounds backwards, but I hope it made sense. We always, no matter what it is in life that we decide we want, what we decide we follow, we make the decision to do it. Now, sometimes we do it because of influence from friends or family or whatnot, but at the end of the day, we are ultimately making the decision for ourselves to choose whatever that thing is that we follow. Again, it might be influenced by others, but we're still making the choice. And so I feel like there's a message again to, it's okay to step back. It's okay to look at the bigger picture. It's okay to change up things that you may have been following before, but then you realize it's no longer in alignment with your path and purpose. What is your path and purpose? Do you know what that path and purpose is? Do you know what your gifts and talents are? Are you activating those? If you don't, maybe this is the time to figure that out. And I feel like overall there's a message around patience. Whilst you are doing that, to be kind to yourself, to be patient with yourself on that journey. My whole channel was developed to help my beautiful kindred souls not only find their path and purpose, discover their gifts and their talents, but to also stay on that path. And when you get off the path, to get back on the path. When you detour, find your way back to your true north. That is the whole intent and purpose of my channel. And the content that I also develop in my Etsy shop. So we have the Knight of Wands, Seven of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. Okay, wands. Okay, it's actually really interesting because your message started off really calm, right? And I feel like this is intentional. I'm going to tell you why. Again, this idea of following, right? Both the Queen and the Knight are followers, but they're also leaders. What in the flip-flop am I talking about? The Knight and the Queen both follow the King's vision. They have a part to play in activating the King's vision. They don't necessarily have the vision themselves. The King holds the vision. The Queen nurtures the vision. The Knight protects and fights for the vision. So each of these energies has their part to play, but they are not the leader. But they're still coming from a place and a position of power and authority. So, I really hope this is all connecting to you. It makes sense to me, and I feel like it's a very, very powerful message. And you're also being, with all of this fire energy, there's really a call to be passionate. If you're not certain what your passions are, again, the whole alignment with your path and purpose thing, you're not only being called to do that, but you're being called to pursue that, to work toward that, to use your gifts, your talents, your charm, your, be willing to fight for and pursue and venture out and risk for the things that you are passionate about and the things that you love and the things that you're excited about. And I feel like the Seven of Swords here is here because I feel like it's suggesting that you might have to do these things from a different perspective or point of view, right? So our Wands energy is fire. It's very outwardly expressive and intense. And I feel like being a water sign, you're more inwardly strong. You're more laid back. You are water. So if you are activating fire, eventually you'll burn out because that's not your natural setting. So with the Seven of Swords, I'm feeling like you're being encouraged to be a little bit more strategic about how you approach this whole pursuing of your passion and purpose and going forth and carrying this message of the things that you're passionate about. I feel like, again, you're reaching the same destination, but whereas others might be able to walk through the front door, you might have to go through the back door or climb in through the basement or come through the, through the top. You're still heading the same way, but in order for it to feel authentic, you might have to come at it, quote unquote, sideways. Now, this is not to say you're doing anything unscrupulous, but you're just approaching it, you're thinking outside of the box, and you're coming up with strategies that fit your authenticity, that make sense for you, but they are still achieving the same goal. And I really hope that made sense. Okay. Let's look at your money. Overcome your fears. And again, I feel like, so I have a Pisces moon, and so that's a very, very strong position in my birth chart to have Pisces. And so one of the things that I fear with that placement is being taken advantage of. And I feel like this is very, very, very common for Pisces people, because Pisces is a very soft energy. There's a lot of healing there, empathy. Pisces can literally feel what others are feeling. And so they can meet people where they're at without malice, without judgment, because they can truly understand where people are coming from and discern. They're very, very good at discerning. They don't always trust their powers of discernment, but they're very good at it. And so if that was your fear, now I'm obviously just talking from my own experiences, but I feel like with Pisces, I've come encounter with this a lot. I come into contact with this a lot with Pisces, is this fear of being taken advantage of, this fear of not being taken serious, especially if you're trying to invoke fire energy and you're kind of this, or looked at as this kind of soft water energy. The source of your power, or the source of your financial success, it's coming from your ability to overcome your fears. When you are in alignment with your path and purpose, and you are pursuing your path and purpose, you are coming from a position of strength and confidence, and taking that position, creating that stake in the sand, and being vivacious and intense about how you pursue that is going to be how you're successful at that. And again, that might require you to think outside the box, to approach things from a different perspective or different points of view. Being a divine feminine energy, meaning you're inwardly strong. This is water, this is earth energy. Being the vivacious, fiery, or airy, outwardly expressive energy is not going to be sustainable for you, and it's not going to be authentic for you. So you're going to have to find your own source of strength and influence. Influence. The Fool takes some risks. 8 of Pentacles, doing the thing that you love. I feel like the 8 of Pentacles is like the alignment with your path and purpose card, specifically from a worldly perspective or worldly standpoint. Career, business. You're doing something you really like to do. You lose track of time when you're doing this. You're happy when you're doing this. You're in flow when you're doing this, whatever this thing is. And again, overcoming your fears so that you can be free to venture out, so that your possibilities open up. Again, this is the Fool is about adventure. It's about, coming from that 0 energy. Sometimes the word 0 or the number 0 is associated with nothing. But in numerology, 0 is associated with anything. Infinity. infinite possibilities. You're not stuck with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7,000 even. You have infinite possibilities. The Fool. Why? Because no one told the Fool that the Fool couldn't, wouldn't, shouldn't. There's no limitations on the Fool. The Fool is just going out and living life. Is this dangerous? Absolutely. You could step off the edge and tumble to your death. But again, the message here is to invoke that confidence. There's something really confident about the Fool. And when you call the person, when you say the Fool, it's kind of, there's like, right? There's kind of that negative connotation there. Like, of course they're confident because they're being foolish, right? And I feel like, especially since we have fear here, and you're being called to overcome that fear, you are also being called to embrace the Fool within. Be willing to make mistakes. Be willing to look foolish. Be willing to come from a place where you are at the very beginning. To begin something, to start something. Because there's only one direction with the Fool. You can't get any lower than 0. I mean, obviously there's negative numbers and things like that. We're not talking about negative numbers, okay? Negative numbers aren't real. We're talking about 0 is the bottom. The only way to go is up, okay? Let's see. All right, love. That's where we're at. I be getting deep up in here. All right, let's get our love messages for Pisces 2022. What do we see for love? Spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So that could be within yourself. That could also be talking about you and someone else. We are going to add some tarot to that as well in a moment. Yeah, when I get my spread back together. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but I am. So there you go. Okay. Infinite possibilities. I love that for you. I really do. Open your mind and open your heart. Do you believe? 2 of Coins. Balance. Mind and heart. Balance of mind and heart. The Fool showed up again. It's innocence in this deck. I feel like it's just emphasizing the Fool energy here. Infinite possibilities. When you are in alignment spiritually, infinite possibilities. When you're in alignment with your path and your purpose, you move through life with a confidence that won't be challenged. It's not to say you won't go through challenges, but I'm trying to figure out how to say this. There's such a... It's like, okay, if you knew that you were going to get the job, right? You saw into the future and you saw yourself get this job. When you're in the interview, would you not be confident Not arrogant, but confident. Would you not feel comfortable negotiating your wage and your compensation? So it's like when you know without a shadow of a doubt what's going to happen, what's for you, what's not, therefore what's not for you, there is a confidence and a certainty that just kind of naturally settles into your energy. And you get really discerning, right? Because like if something doesn't match up with what you know to be your direction, when you know that you're encountering something that's not in alignment with your path and your purpose, when you know that you approach this door because you are meant to be in this building, and you don't have a key, nobody's opening the door for you, you don't give up, walk away, and tuck tail and run. You figure out another way to come in. You explore all of your possibilities. You're, asking questions and networking and socializing and figuring out how to make it happen because you know that is where you're supposed to be. That is what you're supposed to be doing. That's the type of person that you want to be with. That's the type of job. That's the type of opportunity. Whatever it is, when you're in alignment, you know, and you do what must be done. You take the risks, which doesn't really feel like a risk because you know the outcome. You're doing all of that from a place of power, inner power, and you are, okay, I'm sorry, there's a bug. There we go. Driving me crazy. You know without a shadow of a doubt where you're going and what you're supposed to be doing, and anything that is outside of that is outside of that. I feel like this is what 22 is for you. This is my prediction. If you are not able to confidently say, this is where I'm headed, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is my path and purpose, these are my gifts and talents, this is how I'm using those things, or maybe you're figuring out how to use those things. But if you're not able to confidently say that, I feel like that is what 2022 is all about. You deciding who you want to follow, or let's just say what you want to follow, right? You're following a path in life, figuring out what that path is, getting in alignment with that path, that vision. You're nurturing it, you're protecting it, you're fighting for it. You're being patient, you're taking your time, you're being patient, you're being strategic. You're overcoming any obstacles, right? You're overcoming any obstacles, any fears that are getting in your way. You're opening yourself up to infinite possibilities here. You're taking some risks potentially, but calculated risks, right? We're being strategic. So calculated risks. We're not just wandering out and just doing whatever, whenever, however. We're doing these things that are in alignment. You're working on that thing that you love, that builds you up from the inside out. You're connecting with energies that are balanced and reciprocal. I kind of did your summary ahead of schedule, but we are going to cast your charms. Let's quickly do a spin to see if we have an energetic focus. So this is going to show us an area of life that we're focusing on, 2022 Pisces. Spirituality and family. All right, let's cast our charms. Boop. We have our focus eyeball. We have our charm. 2022 Pisces. Charm casting can get a little wild. Okay. So let's see. We have the lotus, the turtle, and a screwdriver in our focus. We're working on our patience. The lotus blossom really talks about blooming in the muck, in the dirt, in the darkness, and being the most beautiful and complete when you reach the light finally. I hope I described that in a way that made sense. But we talked about patience already in our cards and the green corn moon, and so the turtle to me is emphasizing that. But I feel like overall the focus is again highlighting that turtle energy, this idea of, patience energy, this idea of taking your time, doing the work behind the scenes, doing that inner work, doing the work that no one can see, so that when it reaches the sun, it's the most beautiful, right? It's fully formed and beautiful when it finally gets to the sun. So we have the Eiffel Tower and the heart. That just called my attention. The whale. We also have this jacket here. And we have the V for victory there in the romance collaboration sector. Can you see these? Yeah, okay. They're kind of off to the side here, but it's fine. So partnerships, I feel like it's emphasizing love ships, partnerships, different points of view. It could be highlighting literally the Eiffel Tower, Paris, France, that sort of thing, finding love there, going there with your love. The whale spirit to me connects with water energy, of course, ancestral energy as well. And again, seeing a victory there. So if you're either in a partnership that you feel is very strong, or potentially open to a partnership, specifically a romance, I do see there's some victory there. This jacket always reminds me of like preparing for, it's like preparation. Like you bring a jacket, well, it keeps you warm, but it's also in preparation for the cold, for weather. And it's just this idea of being prepared and preparation and, with the career and the partnerships, that sort of thing. Financial wealth, we have the Seven of Wands. Ow, excuse me. And we have the Chair and social currency. You're getting a seat at the table is what I'm getting. You might be caught off. You might feel like you don't belong, or you might feel like you need to be defensive, or you might feel like from a financial standpoint, like being caught off guard, but getting a seat at the table is what I'm getting here. That's what I'm feeling. You might be negotiating for like a new job or a new position, and like you might feel like an imposter. That's kind of what I'm getting. You might feel like you're an imposter. So the Seven of Wands is the tarot card that's like, it comes after the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is like victory, you've won. It's like promotion, success, forward momentum, in like career or some passion that you're pursuing. And then the Seven of Wands, which comes after that, is like, now you're defending your position, right? You just got this promotion, now you're defending the position. And I feel like there might be you might be feeling maybe a little insecure, feeling like you have to be very defensive because you might have just started like a new level or a new layer or something, like a new position or something like that. I don't know. Getting a seat at the table, that's the message I'm receiving. Your social life is really connected to this tree of life here. I'm feeling like your social life is going to blossom. It's going to bloom. It's going to take roots. I'm feeling like it's going to be a really strong asset in your future. Music could be a strong indicator of that. For whatever reason, I got I can see it, I can hear it, like live music or something like that, open mic or spoken word, or I don't know. These things are just coming to my brain. But your social life is taking root, blossoming and blooming. It's going to be a really strong network for you. This could also be talking about your social life and your family connecting as well, or connections to your family tree, or your family in your social life, like socializing with family. Tis the season for that. So we have freedom, sport, raw, and rose in the spiritual family sort of sector here. What I want to highlight here is that protection. The rose reminds me of offering. Beauty. Offering of beauty. Beautiful offering. Your spiritual energy is a beautiful offering. You must protect it. But you must also, there must also be a freedom there in that. Protecting it, being free to give it, but also being mindful of it. Being mindful of that, because as a Pisces, right? You, in high vibration, have gorgeous energy. You are a healer. Like, just being in your presence is healing. It's a gift. It must be protected. How? Boundaries. That was the best lesson that I've ever learned as a Pisces moon. Boundaries. Boundaries with everybody, by the way. Boundaries with everybody for your greater good. Emotional, spiritual, financial, because your finances, your money, and all that stuff is spiritual as well. It's not separate, it's the same. Physical, boundaries as well, because it's all the same. It's all spiritual. All of it. And so you have to put boundaries in place that are appropriate to protect your beautiful energy so that you can live freely without having to worry about somebody tearing up, breaking down, sucking all of your energy, your resources. Right? Sucking you dry. You hold the key when it comes to your family. And I feel like this is going to really resonate with somebody, someone or someone's very specifically. This whole idea of boundaries. You hold the key to that. You do. Any family issues that you have, you hold the key to it. And I feel like boundaries is a solution to a lot of things. I'm just saying. And we have, last but certainly not least, we have our doggy in the health space. And the dog talks about friendship and loyalty. There's like a fun-loving energy to dogs as well. And so in the health space, I feel like potentially it's literally saying connect with a friend to help you on your health journey, or do a health journey with your friend. Be your best friend. Your health is your best friend. It could talk literally about a pet, specifically a dog, like walking your dog and that being something healthful for the two of you to do, for you to do for yourself. Maybe maybe instead of just taking the dog out, you literally take the dog for walks and you're more intentional about that. It could literally be talking about the health of your dog if you have a dog. Just calling attention to that. I'm not really feeling anything negative or positive about that because I feel like it could vary, but it's calling out the health of your dog. And it could be calling out the health of a friend, right? Because the dog does represent a friend, specifically a loyal friend. It could be calling attention to the health of your friend. So if there's been a friend of yours that's been on your mind, been on your heart lately, reach out to them. Ask them how they're doing. Yeah, your health is your best friend. Be loyal. Loyal to your health. When you do right by your health will be loyal to you. And again, that starts from spiritual, spiritual is manifested in the physical world. It's all connected. All connected. Boundaries are life's best medicine. I'm telling you, from my own perspective and point of view. All right, so we're going along here, but I hope this was helpful for you. I already kind of did a summary of the cards already before I did the charm, so I won't bore you with that repetition. But a really robust year for you, Pisces. I'm really excited for you. Overcoming your fears, branching out, being the fool strategically next year, and boundaries. They are life's blessings. They're such blessings. You are not hurting anybody when you create boundaries. You are being helpful and protective to yourself so that you can be the giver that you want to be, okay? So thank you so much, beautiful soul, for your time and your energy. Again, click like on this video, drop a comment down below. If you're not already connected, please do subscribe, and I will see you in an upcoming message. Bye-bye.